The Glazers have no place in Manchester anymore.
This group called the 1958 have organised this presentation, this protest at the club's ownership. Probably 7,000 or 8,000 United fans marched through with flares, with banners, chanting, "We want our club back." I tried to speak to one or two, but the level of hostility among those fans was pretty steep. And then the gist is from the club, they say that their club is now rotten from the top down, pretty bare, and that has led to fans to say they want change, that the club is stagnant, it's being allowed to drift, and that they would like change. So very shortly the game will kick off here at Old Trafford, and a great majority, or a big number of those United fans will remain outside at Old Trafford, they say, until the 70th. We want Glazer out! We want Glazer out! We want Glazer out! We want Glazer out! We want Glazer out!
When they get here, they won't be going straight into the game against Norwich City for a 3 o'clock kickoff. They're going to wait till 3:17. That's 17 minutes past kickoff. 1 minute for every year that the Glazer family have been in charge.
Just want to watch the world burn. That's been taken out of the club, they're frustrated with that. The dividends taken by directors was at 1.1 billion, he said. United fans United fans travelling their thousands, spending money they haven't cost. So all that goes into the mix. So it's certainly no quick fix. And I think United fans aren't finished with this.
I think all football fans should unite today behind what Manchester United fans have done. Because honestly, what they did 2 weeks ago was really dangerous for English football. We must not forget that. They tried to walk away and create a closed-shop league that would have basically created a famine in this country for every other football club.
A lot of fans out there have just had enough and who have been peaceful and who have turned up to protest against the owners of Manchester United. And we have to say to them, listen, you're standing up for your football club.
But let's not forget what this is. This is against this football club's ownership. You get a few idiots. I'm going back further since when I was a kid and how football fans were treated and how they were portrayed in the media, basically on the back of a few idiots. So let's get that right. A lot of Manchester United fans are here today because they're fuming basically how their football club is being run.
Don't just think it's the Premier League. On Manchester's doorstep, we've seen Bury, Macclesfield Town and Bolton Wanderers fans suffer terribly in recent years. Partly because people who are classed as fit and proper persons are allowed to take over football clubs. I don't believe that they are.
You won't have that. Today is what bigger message could be sent to the Glazers by Manchester United fans than stopping the biggest game in English football from happening.
If there's anybody who doesn't understand the United fans' frustration after you've revealed all that, then they need to listen.
A sleeping anger has been awoken in English football. Now it's the turn of Manchester United fans. A core of supporters have opposed the American Glazer family since they took over this club 16 years ago. But this is no small minority. Here they are in their thousands.
Thousands at Old Trafford, hundreds at the Lowry. United fans have mobilised 2 protests at once, and they couldn't be stopped. The protests continue to build with more United fans arriving. Banners, flares, flags, thousands of United fans together. Granddads, dads, sons, mothers and daughters, young and old, united against the Glazers. 16 years of anger fallen on deaf ears have forced United fans to this point, and we made the biggest statement of all on the pitch at Old Trafford.
There are fans who have made their way into the ground and they are now protesting. They've come through the bottom end, the Stretford end is away to my left. They're now heading out onto the pitch to let their feelings be known. This is obviously not what we want to see, and the security here at Old Trafford has failed.
For 16 years we've been protesting against the Glazers, 2005, 2010 and now again in 2021. And this time we're not going away.
In the last few minutes, it has been confirmed that Manchester United's Premier League game with Liverpool has been postponed. That's after fans broke into Old Trafford to protest against the club's owners.
The United fans have looked at the Glazers and thought, enough's enough. It's enough from them. We've seen it today. And I believe the United fans, they're doing this because they love the club, ultimately. Okay, people might agree with it. It's something you have to put a marker on for people to take notice, and this is all over the world now, and people have to sit up and take note. Hopefully the owners of Man United will say, listen, these fans are deadly serious, and there's more to come. This is just the start of it from United fans, I guarantee you.
They took 24 million quid out of the club about 2 months ago. We've got now a decrepit, rotting stadium that is, to be fair, second rate when it was the best stadium in the world 15, 20 years ago. You've got a football project where they haven't got a clue. You've put bankers in charge of the football club, not making football decisions. They've not appointed a sporting director, right? We can look at the players all you like, but there are that many big things that need to be put right first. They've got to show up and basically face the music. Now's the time.
British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy a stake in Manchester United with a view to taking full control if the club is for sale. One source has told us he's serious about owning the club and former players would be involved in any potential offer. The development follows reports that the Glazer family are considering selling a minority stake in the club. United have declined to comment about rumours and speculation. Ratcliffe is a United fan, has invested in several sports teams in recent years. According to Forbes, overnight is worth £10.8 billion.
You can't get away from the ownership issue, and I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. Under the current owners, this is what United is going to be like.
The only money that has been spent on players at Manchester United is the money the club has generated or that it's borrowed.
We have seen many anti-Glazer protests at Old Trafford down the years, and this was one of the biggest. Tens of thousands of United supporters pouring down Sir Matt Busby Way. This protest organised by the 1958, one of the Manchester United supporters groups. They wanted it to be a peaceful protest and a legal one too, and that's what they got. It was full of passion and anger towards the Glazer family. They are still so upset with them for landing this club in hundreds of millions of pounds of debt. The interest on that debt comes to about £19 million a year in interest payments. There's so much more that the fans are unhappy with the Glazer ownership, the way they've structured the club, putting perceived bankers in charge of football decisions. They also tried to lead them into a European Super League, and of course this is the only club in the Premier League which pays its owners dividends.
Because the way they bought the club and the way they loaded debt onto the club and the way the club has to pay those debts off means that United are going to fall further and further behind very well run clubs where you've got owners who put money in, not owners who take money out.
An apology perhaps. Are the fans just customers to you, Mr. Glazer?
Manchester United need £1 billion in this next 2-3 years to either rebuild or renovate that stadium. They probably need another £500-600 million for training ground and other infrastructure projects and football investment. They've only got £40-50 million cash left in the bank. They were cash rich 3 years ago. They had £350 million in the bank. They've no longer got that money in the bank. Something is going to have to give soon, very, very soon.
Well, with the protests over for now, all eyes turn on those potential takeover talks. Last week, Manchester United fan and very businessman Sir Jim Ratcliffe confirmed that he would be interested in buying Manchester United if it were ever put up for sale. The fans that have been here tonight will be hoping that he sticks to his word and forces the Glazers into leaving their club.
And he's always said that he was potentially interested in buying United if they were put up for sale. And that has now been confirmed. He said that, look, this is not about money as far as Sir Jim is concerned. It just feels like the time is right for a reset at Manchester United.